Good morning, Raymond Aqua. Good morning, Animado.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am blessed. And good morning to you again, Deborah.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yes. So I'm being told to get up and allow Deborah to complete the show. But I've begged her that she should allow you. She should allow me to. So Deborah is joining us because today is World Children's Day. We salute every child and everyone who loves children here.
Yes.
In the nation. Yes, we're going to tell you more about that in a moment.
Yes, Deborah is actually, she's going to give us a little update on what's happening this year but that's after the headlines, right?
Yeah,
okay.
So let's do the headlines now.
All right, in the Business and Financial Times, property owners to prove source of wealth, that's according to the finance minister. Number of Ghanaians studying in the United States increases. Revised VAT regime is not business friendly, that's according to PwC. And cashew processors target 80,000 metric tons in 5 years.
Now, the graphic business is reporting this morning government to strictly enforce tax compliance measures. This according to the finance minister when he spoke at the PwC post-budget forum. But we're still on the budget. This is a test case for government after IMF exit. John Gachi of UCC is the one making the claim in this case.
On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, there's a story about how we're going to overcome Mali today. And Ghana is playing Mali today in the ongoing tournament. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, interdicts 21 police personnel. Government orders police administration. IGP contempt case. Court sets aside conviction. TUC, government must move away from financing the National Cathedral. That's the Ghanaian Times.
The Daily Statesman is reporting this morning Akufo-Addo tours Eastern Region and also NDC MPs to welcome income tax relief. You know that thing has been changed, right? Now, the 10,000 people are no longer the ones affected in this case.
Yeah.
They are pushing a lot higher.
Yes, to the 20,000.
To your category. So
you mean your category?
Oh.
I received the category in Jesus' name.
Police on fire for Zongo devs. That's on the front page of the paper too. But my mission is to uphold peace in Dagbon. This according to the regent, who's been recently put in place.
And on the front page of The Finder, there's a lot of police stories today. This one says armed robbers shoots policeman in the eye. There's also that story of 21 police officers being interdicted. Chief launches 4 billion Ghana cedi fundraising support for free SHS. Former staff of UT Capital Banks welcome Oforiata's assurance, and government begins nationwide engagement with cocoa farmers.
The Daily Guide has a story, but there's a picture of DCOP Akwesi Duke, who has actually been the one who declared, he declared the victims as armed robbers during a press conference long time ago when the incident happened. And we know the latest happening on that particular slate. But AG strips Woyome over Trasaco houses, and that's on the front page with that story happening in the courts of the Republic of Ghana. Eduasare cries over wrong ballot. Justice Yeboah Eduasare is crying over wrong ballot.
But look, that's very serious.
It's from your home.
A different name.
See, when I do the hometown analysis, you don't get it.
Oh.
It happens to people though. I've seen people who are going to write exams that their pictures change and turn into something. People are going for visa, their passport picture change.
Hometown analysis.
Yes.
Some people's relatives are electoral college.
They are from your own electoral college.
I'm telling you.
Okay, finally from me, the new crusading guide. Ofosu Ampofo warns MPP, vows to win power for NDC, and I'm hashtagging that story, #Bobolibobo. Let's achieve Ghana beyond aid together, Nana Otuo-Srebo, and journalist caged for allegedly insulting Akwetia police commander.
Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning government releases 2 billion Ghana cedis to pay contractors, and I see the contractors dancing in their houses. That's it, they will be paid actually. Anyway, but IGP escapes contempt conviction. Now escape. Technical grounds escape. I'll give you the details later on. But government is engaging cocoa farmers to strengthen ties. Those are stories that the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning.
I'm very curious about the IGP escaping contempt story. But let's start with Deborah. Good morning again, Deborah.
Good morning.
So you're here because today is World Children's Day. Tell us about it.
Well, World Children's Day, the theme for it is Children of Today are Keepers Tomorrow. The reason for this recognized day is to build a world where every single child is in school and learning, safe from harm, and is able to fulfill their potential. It's also recognized to improve child welfare worldwide, to promote and celebrate children's rights. UNICEF recognizes this day to support children's rights.
Yes.
Wow. And we are so privileged that we have a child who is going to school
from
here.
Yes.
Yes, and going to learn.
Unlike the 623,500 children of primary school age that are not enrolled in school, and that's a big issue for us. 16% of our children of school-going age in Ghana are out of school. So our focus is on that for this year's International Child's Day. There are other issues. If you remember earlier this year, Anas had did this documentary, Chained by Begging. So the issue of child trafficking is also very heavy on our minds. The newspapers have been carrying a lot of stories recently about child marriage and children being forced into marriage at a very early age, having to have children at a very early age, mainly because they bring the bride price into struggling families. And so there's that as well. Then obviously there's been the sexual abuse this year as well, which has been really crazy. Almost every week there's been some story about children being abused. So we celebrate this day and you know, in a way that we hope that we can make an impact and bring change to these areas that are really heartbreaking.
I love the theme for this year, Children of Today, Keepers Tomorrow.
It's a running theme, actually. So it's kind of like the heart of the day. So it kind of runs through every year, depending on which country. And you know, it's celebrated by different countries at different times. So there's one in June and then there's one in November as well.
Awesome. So, Deborah, when you grow up, what do you want to be? What kind of keeper do you want to be?
A journalist.
You want to be a journalist? She's really coming for my job, isn't she? Great. Why do you want to be a journalist? Why do you choose that?
I realized that there are some issues going on, and mostly in journalism, like you are able to speak about things. Sometimes people feel that journalism is just like going on TV, but you bring out some issues that others do not know, issues that are hidden in other countries. You spread it to make people aware of what is going on.
But why is that important? Why is it important for people to be aware of what is going on?
Maybe for like child abuse, it's important because if people are aware, maybe they are leaders, maybe presidents or something, who can help the people who are suffering due to the information the journalists brought. So they can help to resolve those problems in other places.
Madam, please, how old are you?
I'm 14.
You're 14 years.
I wish I had this much vision
when I was 14. Charlie, I don't know if I could spell the word journalist. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so we are going to go ahead to raise some very important issues in the newspapers this morning.
Yes. For the police, I'm starting with the police. I have 3 stories on the police this morning. So the first one has to do with 21 police personnel who are going to be interdicted. Now remember that in July 17, the police was reported to have gunned down 7 alleged armed robbers in separate shooting incidents at Manso in Kwanta. So what happened was that a week before there had been an armed robbery and there were 8 suspects, but the police were not sure that these were the suspects, but they shot at them, 7 of them. And now investigations have revealed that the 7 deceased persons were neither armed robbers nor did they engage the police in a shootout as reported by the police on the day of the incident. The Minister of Information has been speaking, Mr. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, and he says that the committee has completed its investigations. It has submitted the reports. There are no facts to establish that the deceased person were armed robbers, and therefore the 21 police personnel who were involved in the incident, who have been found to be principal suspects, are going to be interdicted by the police administration and are going to be subjected to formal police criminal investigations in the matter.
They are going to be?
Yes.
Did they say when they are going to be?
No, they didn't.
Okay. I think the police was asked to take charge of that particular conduct. The other difficulty is that prior to that, Ekulu has already been speaking. He's been saying clearly that they've not received, and Ekulu is Director General of what they call it,
police headquarters. Yeah.
He says that they've not received any direct
copy of the
notification
report
from the ministry in this particular case, and they want one for them to start the processes that they are demanded to start immediately on the. We are watching keenly to see how the police will treat their own in this matter, because history has shown that they've not always been forthcoming with information of how they've dealt with their own in ways that people will be satisfied with.
They've not even been finding information like the people who beat Latif Idris. You've still not found the people who beat Latif Idris in front of. Forgive my if I have a cynical tone to my voice, but the people beat Latif in front of the CID headquarters.
Yeah.
A journalist like how Deborah wants to be when she grows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't find them.
But
following with this, a policeman has shot a woman. So a family of 5 were traveling in a car. They got to a toll booth and they parked at the side of the road to try and look for little money. So they had money they had 50s and 20s, so they were looking for 1 cedi or 50 pesos. And he thought that this policeman thought that they were trying to dodge the 50 peso fee, and so he shot into the car. Yes, it's ridiculous. The woman who was shot was left with a deep cut on her left arm and was rushed to the Cape Coast Regional Hospital for treatment. So the police public relations officer, DSP Irene Opong, though, has confirmed the incident, but she doesn't want to comment, and she's claiming that a statement will be released soon. This happened in Mori in the Central Region. So that's another story about policemen. The last story about policemen is the other way around. An armed robber has shot a policeman in the eye. So there was an armed robbery going on the Edra Mampong Highway at about 11 p.m. on Sunday. The police tried to deal with the situation, and one of them got shot in the eye. He's fighting for his life, and our thoughts and our prayers are with him as well.
That's really, really disturbing news coming by way of the police today. We are going straight to the phone lines now to speak with Ohiming Terrier, who brought us all the details for reactions of the family members of these 7 murdered Asawasi young people. They are being called the No Evidence 7 now. Good morning, Ohiming.
Good morning, Daniel.
You've been in touch with the family of these 7 young people. What have we been picking? What's the latest?
For the family of the 7 Zongo members, they feel they have been vindicated because earlier on they have suggested that the 7 killed by police were innocent, and that is what they have maintained all these while. So for government to clear the 7 of any wrongdoing, they are very, very happy with this. And they are also happy they will also receive compensation from government to cater for those who have been left behind, because they say most of these victims were breadwinners for the families who were supporting the families in diverse ways to provide for the family. So for government to pay compensation is also enough. And what also makes them so happy is the fact that 21 police officers will be interdicted, and they are not only saying that once they are interdicted, that should be the end. They have been supporting calls from the MP that these 21 police officers should be put before court to face rigors of the law, so that it guides other police officers to be professional in their discharge of their duties. So the family is happy. But I must say that with this happiness, they can't celebrate because I'm told Abani Kande, who is the mother of one of the victims, Musa Seydou, also known as Baba Kande, has passed away. She passed away 2 days ago, and that is some sort of feeling, because they say that when she was alive, she always asked, when is my son coming back? When is my son coming back? And she never lived to see this tag being removed from his son as an armed robber. So that is some sort of feeling for his family.
Thank you,
Daniel.
Thanks, Ohiming, for bringing us that updates on the No Evidence 7, the murdered Asawasi young people who a committee recently found were not armed robbers. Some closure coming for the family members, but of course we need to know exactly when these 21 officers will be interdicted, when they will be made to face the law, when this compensation will be paid. Raymond, let's move into this IGP's narrow escape.
Still with the police, right? But
yep.
the You know, we've been reporting this incident where the IGP has been cited for contempt. The conviction was supposed to follow. On the day of the conviction, the Attorney General intervened, filing a fresh suit in a different court at the same high court, to be clear, to make sure that the man is not put in jail. So many were watching whether the IGP will finally be put in jail in this particular matter, but he escaped. He escaped because there were two very important technical procedures that were not followed. And the non-following of this particular procedure is the reason why they believe there's a violation of specific orders, which is Order 43, Rule 5 of CI 47. So, for example, you need to endorse a penal notice to the other for them to carry out a decision. And this penal notice is to say that the warning that if you don't do this, you can be fined or put in prison for it. If you are issuing or if you are delivering the contempt notice to the person, you have to put an endorsement on it. That was not done. The other thing...
And that's like in the form of a letter?
Yes. So
because of a letter that they didn't
No, this is a powerful letter.
It's not just any letter.
A letter backed by law.
Look, the book of First Thessalonians is a letter.
Yes.
So, I mean, we have letters and we have letters.
Yes.
Brilliant. So this particular one, the second one is that they refuse also to write their possession without leave. There's a writ of possession. Hope you get that. So you have to seek writ of possession without leave to the court to deliver that. They didn't do that too. So the two of them put together flaws the process taken by the people to get the IGP to be put in jail. But you see, the IGP was in a tight corner. The record flats, which is at the center of this, in 1988, the record flats people owed these people who went to court. In 1993, they got a court order to sell the flats, but the flats were currently being occupied by policemen. So how would this sound to the IGP when was supposed to evict his own and hand over the property to what they call it, the people? But I mean, this was a court order.
And a hard place,
very good. And they were supposed to execute this court order. But finally, the decision has been taken that IGP will not be put in jail now. He has to go back and deliver on the things that he was supposed to deliver.
Because of a couple of powerful letters.
Yes. I hope that when sometime in the future, me too, somebody tries contempt with me, the state will defend me in a similar manner.
Hey, if you have the Deputy Attorney General defending you, I'm sure that you'll find the best of defenses. Okay. Anyone, coming back to you, I want to hear about Kweku Adoboli.
Yes, well, that story is in the Ghanaian Times today and the Daily Graphic following the exclusive interview by our very own Israel, who spoke to him last week or a few days ago, actually.
On Friday.
So last week. So the Ghanaian Times is actually urging the United Nations Human Rights Commission to take a very serious view on the handling of deportations by destination countries. Remember earlier this year, the president also spoke about how sometimes some of our people, some Ghanaians are treated when they're in other countries and they're being deported. Now, we're going to be airing this interview today, so you can find more information. It'll be much more revealing. There's so many little details that haven't come out yet that we're going to be talking about, and you kind of get a sense of who he is, what he's been through, what he's learned, how his family are dealing with it. And you and I met him, and
yes,
we'll just say that we enjoyed the interview. And
no, seriously, I hardly take pictures with people I interview. And I didn't even. No.
Raymond begs to differ.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
Oh no, Raymond. I'm making a point.
Yes, we agree with the point. We support it deep within our hearts.
He made a very, very strong impression on me when I met him. He really. It's one of those interviews that made me really sit and think, and I wasn't the one doing it. I was just listening to Israel speak to him. So I was also consuming the interview as well, and I really sat down and thought very hard about the system thinking. A lot of us think in terms of institutions that we work for. We think our institutions can never be wrong. If your boss comes to tell you to do something, you think that is gospel. That's what must be done. Yeah. But this is a man who believes that he was just following instructions and he was thrown under the bus for that reason. You want to listen to that interview. A lot of details, like Erin said, that are not in what you've heard already. Now, Raymond, let's talk about Mr. Woyomi now to wrap up.
Yes. Now, the Government of Ghana have actually issued some very nice notification in the courts. At the Supreme Court, there's currently a case going 2 Trasaco buildings. The government's idea is that it belongs to Mr. Oyeme, so we need to take it so that we can take our 51 million back. We've been struggling now. We've moved some small amount of the money, the 51 million. So we need those houses to add up to the amount of money that we've taken from the man. But the receivers of UT Bank said that this the property you're talking about was also collateral for a loan that the man took from the bank in this case. So they have acquired that particular property. And so government was in court with them over the matter. Government has submitted some fresh notification which suggests that it was not possible for Mr. Woyome and his friends at UT at that time, and not even the receivers in this case, to claim the building again, mindful of what has been happening prior to that. So this is what the Daily Guide believes to be the master stroke that may tilt the scale in the favor of the government when it finally becomes the issue then. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Raymond. We're going to go for the online review in a moment. Deborah will bring us the online review in a moment, but it's brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest. Goyle, good energy, and download the Safe Doctor app now from Google Play. Safe Doctor, the future of better medical care. Now, from now till January 2019, anytime you buy Goyle fuel 80 cedis and above, collect a scratch card, dial *161 *4645 hash, and follow the steps. You receive an instant message for your reward. Then, or you get rewards like free fuel, airtime, lunch for 2, driver's vest, and many more. So buy more, text more to accrue more points, because additionally there will be loyalty rewards every month. When you accrue the highest points, you receive a Goyle Go card loaded up to 1,000 Ghana cedis, free fuel, or free lubricants plus free servicing and hotel accommodation for 2. Drive to any Goyle fuel station, buy more and get your rewards instantly. Goyle Ifye promo runs till January 2019. Terms and conditions apply. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, Yanara Yedia. Now, your bank of choice, Zenith Bank, is the best customer service bank in Ghana. Our ability to serve you with the very best of products and services in the banking industry has earned us Excellence in Customer Service Award as the 2018 Ghana Business Awards. We have also won several notable customer service awards, both locally and internationally. So go on, make that move today and achieve your aspirations with Zenith Bank, because we care. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And Deborah will bring us the online review this morning.
Published report on Manso Kwata killings, MP demands.
Which website is that on?
Majoy Online.
Great. And what else does Majoy Online say?
Akufo-Addo's first half is over. Time for your scorecard. Number of Ghanaians studying in US increases steady. ECG invests more than 40 million Ghana cedis to improve Accra West systems. Other online stories: BBC, Chicago hospital shooting, medical staff and policeman among 4 dead.
Right. Thanks a lot, Raymond, Enimwa, and Deborah, for bringing us the news review this morning. Deborah, how was it? Yeah, that's reaction enough. That's reaction enough. All right. Come visit at another time on the show.
It is instructive that you are in a public business school, right?
Yes.
That's very important to note.
Okay. Ray points that out succinctly. We're going to take these important messages and then the BBC News at 7. Stay with us.
Start making the simple things